Can we build this room without the front row?
No, that's gonna be.
The answer is no, right? There's always going to be a front row, right? Yeah, see? Sage and Mariana picked up on that right away.
Yep.
Thank you, ladies, for sitting. Our swimmers, right? Swimmers. What? What do you mean what? You swimmers? Our swimmer and her ex-swimmer friend. How's that? Okay, good afternoon. So, phones away. You want to see them, please? Away, off. Off, away. Good, good, good. Okay, we're going to, we've been revising the seminar videos for the last 5 or 6 years. We have a committee that's doing that. It's really wonderful. We're going to kick it off probably by the end of June. There's a young man in here that's doing some great work, Mr. James Pack. Give him a round of applause. There's a lot of work he's doing on this project, but for the last 2 days, my wife Leslie, Mrs. V, has been assigned to review the TOPUCU seminars, and she's been cutting out all of the non-essential information, like me, standing up there, like I am right now. This will be cut from this seminar. And, but my point is, I've heard Norm and the TOPUCU gang in my ear for the last 2 days, and believe me, it wasn't annoying because it just refreshed my memory on some of the great training and programs and everything that you guys went through. I realized we devoted probably 5 or 6 sessions, and I realized it seemed tedious. But I think when you see how we've cut these sessions back in the future, and to watch them is going to be great. But we also want to thank the TOPUCU people because it was their idea to come in and do a refresher. Now, you seniors have been through the entire program, so you should know every single answer, right? They're all shaking their head. They're all shaking their head, all the seniors, right? You juniors, you get off the hook here for a while. But listen up. There's a lot of great things here. We're going to have a follow-up session again. I don't know if it's going to be in the back half or when we're going to do it, but we will have another session. The seniors will be gone. We'll probably bring the juniors even a little more up to speed. Now, the fact of the matter is that Mr. Bruner is teaching TOPUCU in success classes, bless you, for all sophomores. So the new students that we'll bring in this spring, which is the sophomore class, will be juniors next year, they will have gone through TOPUCU. So really the only laps here are the juniors that are in this class, who are going to be seniors soon. So we want to get you the most important things. Listen to this refresher. There are certain parts of TOPUCU we'll come back to you on in the future. I'm gonna relook at it, and things I want to get you involved in, like the missions, your personal mission statement, and some of the other training seminars. But let's give it up for the TOPUCU group. They're going to take you through a refresher, and I'll see you at the end of the session. Give it up for them.
I probably don't need this mic, but hey, it's good to be here again with you. Some of the faces are familiar. How many in here graduated from the TOPUCU program last time? Did you see your hands? All right, so and then I'm assuming then the rest of you that came in, saw the last 2 sessions or something like that last year. So we're going to take that into consideration as we go through the refresher and some of the little games we're going to play together. We're going to make sure that there are some graduates and non-graduates on the team so that it makes it a little bit more fair. But this program that we're going to go through with you today is brand new. So you are the guinea pigs, and you can, we may even have you do a thumbs up or thumbs down at the end to see if it's any good. But what we've determined after, I've been doing strategic plans with companies and churches and individuals for the last 35 years. And what we recognize is if we don't go back and assess how far we've come, we won't know, if we're getting as far along as we should. We need to go through, refresh our mission statement, and also update our goals, because hopefully many of the goals you wrote down, you've already achieved. So that's what TOPUCU Refresher is all about. We're going to review the program. We've got some quizzes that we're going to take you through. Rick and I put together, who's ever heard of the game Jeopardy? Has anyone in the room ever heard of that game? Maybe your grandma told you about it. It's been around for like 50 years, so Rick and I were pretty familiar with it, but so we created a Jeopardy game. We're going to divide up into 5 teams, and we're going to have a competition playing Jeopardy, and the winners will all get a TOPUCU hoodie. So there will be gifts, parting gifts for the winning team. As you recall, TOPUCU is about transformation, not just information. And what I wanted to, if we didn't say it last time, I wanted to say that the transformation is not an event. It's a lifelong process, as a matter of fact, because you're going to encounter different circumstances in your life. Your worldview will change as you get older. I think when I was your age, my worldview changed about every other week. But so anyway, this is what it's all about. We're going to give you a tool to be able to assess yourself. No one's going to be looking over your shoulder. No one's going to grade your work except you. So don't cheat yourself. So without further ado, I'm going to go through the topics that we're going to go over today. Hold on.
Can I see a hand of the juniors
Yes.
that did not
So
go
did not,
through
yeah.
the program? Because I want to get you a
We need to get your workbook. And now, on the little quizzes we're going to take, if you brought your workbooks or your notes, it's going to be open book. So if you do, I shouldn't say you cheat. We said the only person you cheat is you. But if you want to look at your book for answers, we're good. Mr. Bruner won't care. So today, I've got my buddy Rick Davenport here with me. I'm Jerry Newsom. Together we're going to facilitate all of the session today. And most importantly, a lot of this is going to be hearing from you. It's not hearing us. So we're going to be hearing back from you. We're hoping to hear from you. If we don't, I will call on you and Rick will come in there. So, all right. Ready? Everyone get it? Everyone that didn't graduate, did you get a workbook that we're going to be tracking through there? All right, very good. So here's the session today. Let me get my little over there. So we're going to review the 7 lessons. We're going to revisit the quizzes together. And as I said earlier, if you want to look at your notebook and if you need to, it's okay. If you know the answer as we're going through the quizzes, raise your hand and either someone will acknowledge you and you can give your answer. We're then going to go through a starter program Jeopardy. So at this point in time, we've created this Jeopardy game. Hopefully some of you know what that's about. Others will find out. We're going to divide up into 5 teams. We're going to, Rick is going to, he is also going to be the game show host. He and I arm wrestled, he won, and he's going to be the game show host. Yeah, all I get to do is flip the chart and go over here. So, but I think that's going to be fun going through that. I think you can be the judge of that when we got through it. So we're going to go through the Jeopardy game. We're going to review the mission statement, how it got created. As you recall, we went through a process of collecting, you wrote down all kinds of important information, and you took that outline and used it to create your mission statement. We're going to go through that process and see how, more importantly, if anyone wants to say how they're doing against what they said they were going to do, we'd love to hear from you. We're going to go through SMART goals. I don't believe we spent much time on SMART goals last time, so we're going to drill down a little deeper. And what is a SMART goal? And it's an acronym. It starts with it is specific, measurable, achievable, what is realistic, or what is the one results oriented and time bound. So we're going to go through that. Planner journal. I think some of you got planner journals. Most of the classes that go through TOPUCU now, they use their planner journal. It's a great tool to help you stay on track with your program and measure how you're doing. Then we're going to introduce this brand new tool. It's called TOPUCU Renewed, and it's a booklet. Everyone's going to get one. And what you do is you go through. It won't be in this. It won't be here. You're going to take it along with you, and you're going to go through your mission statement and all your SMART goals, and assess, did I achieve that goal? Am I making progress on my goals? Or did I suck and not do any of it? And then, so then you'll get the chance to rewrite your goals and your mission statement and come up with a brand new plan. So that's what Renew is all about. So that's our mission statement. What we're hoping is that many of you that went through the program have begun the transformation process, and you have seen changes in your life. That's why we did this together. So the starter program, Mr. Rick, you're going to take the mic and I'll try to keep up.
Sure, so this is the participation, one of the participation opportunities for you guys. So I'm just going through the starter program and reviewing the general principles for each of those 7 lessons. So Jerry's going to go ahead. If you remember, the first one is why do I keep doing that? And the points we talked about there were routine. And I need the next clip, Jerry. There you go. So triggers, routines, rewards. What is it about our habits? What is it about our routines? How do we change our habits? By changing our routines. And then ultimately the building block habits, which was as we start to build individual habits, that we can leverage those in different parts of our lives as well. Second lesson then. Oh, it does, okay. Okay, so we're gonna go section by section. So in this, we'll go back one, because now you're giving away my answers. So we'll go through a quiz for each of those sections. So this is so this is around habits and routines. For those of you who just got a book, it is open book. Really what we're trying to do here is simply reinforce the learning points for each of the sections. And then at the end, as we get to the end of all 7, we'll ask you guys to share some of your personal experiences around these areas. So first of all, a habit is a repetitive behavior we perform without a conscious thought. True or false? Okay, everybody misses it. Anybody misses that one? Okay. What component needs to change in order to improve or eliminate a bad habit? Routine, question, prize, reward, or trigger? Somebody got an answer? Routine. Ding, ding, ding. Good answer. All right. How about the average number of days it takes to break or form a habit? Back. 66. Awesome. All right. What does TOPUCU stand for? I don't think we've shared this one yet. The only purple unicorn controls your conduct. Anybody know what it stands for? All right. The only person you cheat is you. Awesome. All right. Cool. All right. So we did well. Lesson 1. Lesson 2. What are the odds? In lesson 2, in what are the odds? We start to talk about motivation, internal and external motivation. We start to talk about the scales of motivation. We talk about payoff, odds of success, and then hard work. And so with that, let's jump into the quiz. Most habit change doesn't succeed long term because it's dependent on external motivation. True or false? Ooh, now we're getting harder. Yes? I'm sorry? True or false? Good job. Way to take a risk. I love it. All right.
If you guys It probably does.
So, question 2, remember those key learning points. The harder you work, the greater your blank of blank. Odds of success, very good. Mrs. V's got all these down too, right?
Well, I'm looking at number 1, and most packages, because it's long term, because you don't have
It's got to be based on internal.
Right.
If you change, yeah.
Right, and so a lot of times we fail because we're looking for that external gratification of it versus it has to be internal. So I think you're right, maybe the way the question was written. Okay. Question 3, what happens when blank meets opportunity? Preparation. All right, very good. A well-known question champions ask themselves is, are we doing what it takes to increase our odds of success? True or false? 50-50, take a shot. Jerry, what do you think?
I think it's probably true.
All right, true, very good. All right, let's go to lesson 3. Lesson 3, pain is a must. You remember when Norm was up here? Yeah, and some of you probably thought I was Norm, another old bald guy up here, but I'm Rick, not Norm. Same hair, yeah. So some of those keywords were pain, struggle, growth. Remember, Norm introduced his acronym, his wife Pat, for pain association transfer, and then the 5 words and a little bit more. So again, those were the key learning points for lesson 3. So let's go to the quiz. I think I just gave away the answer down there. So what does PAT stand for? Pain association transfer. It's the old, you can pay me now or pay me later, right? You can either experience pain to not experience it down the road, or you can avoid it today, but down the road you'll experience it. All right, we must also suffer one of 2 things, the pain of discipline or the pain of blank or blank. Yes? I'm sorry? Regret or disappointment. Awesome, very good. And Jerry said this earlier, TOPUCU is not just about information, it's about what? Transformation. I heard that. Awesome, very good. Champions learn how to create future pain in their brain in order to deal with the blank pain that keeps most of us from reaching for what we want in life. Present pain. Awesome. Very good. And if you remember when Norm was standing up here and a lot of this stuff just seemed like, oh man, I'll never remember that. But it feels like it started to seep in, and that's great. And what we're doing today is simply reinforcing it and then taking you for that next step with the refresher piece. So, E to the 7th power. If you remember the 7 E's, which are entrance, a thought enters our mind. Are we going to entertain it? Are we going to examine it? Are we going to choose to enjoy it? Once we enjoy it, we begin to experience it. Then we start to excuse it, and then we're enveloped by it. So those were the E to the 7th power. So the quiz. What are the 7 E's? Hopefully, you guys can pick out which one of those it is, since we just shared that with you. E, can I hear E? All right. E it is. Question 2. Losers have blank, winners have reasons. Excuses, very good. When referring to your thoughts, you are who you think you are, and you'll become what you think you'll what? Become? Very good. Good job. Which happens when you are completely covered, surrounded, and wrapped in the excuse? Enveloped. Very good. All right. You can stop a thought from entering your brain. Can we stop a thought from entering our brain? True or false? I saw false. Very good. Good. All right. All right. Finish before you start. We talked about visualization of the puzzle box, having your end in mind before you start the process. So with that quiz, the phrase "you must finish before you start" refers to an act of blank. I think I heard it over here. What'd you say? Visualization. Good, very good. What technique can you use to visualize the results you're trying to obtain? Puzzle box? All right, very good. All right, how do you spend your 168? Remember that exercise we talked about a week's worth of time, and where does all of our time go?
And some of them, they were so busy, someone had 212 hours they spent every week. We did that the first time.
Yep, I believe so.
Really busy.
So, key points in that. Do we have drop downs? So, optimization of your time. We talked about effective versus efficient use of time. And this is where we brought in the exercise of identifying the 6 most important tasks to accomplish each day to keep you focused and efficient. All right. So, what is the recommended time to spend daily on yourself and on your goals? How much time do we say is reasonable? Anybody remember? What do you think, Jared? 2 hours. All right. How many tasks should you concentrate on completing every day?
6.
6, very good. And again, the point there is if you have a list of 12, which are the most important 6? If you get to 8, great. But the 6 have to get checked off first. You can maximize your 168 by being more productive and creating blank days. Effective. So remember I talked about efficient days, which a lot of time management talks about efficiency. Well, we're talking about effective, meaning what are those 6 most important things that we are effective in accomplishing in a given day. All right. Burn the bridge. In this, we talked about the concept that you must remove those things from your life that inhibit your ability to reach, not only reach, but also to maintain your goals. And so that was the analogy or the concept of burn the bridge. So the quiz here. Burning the bridge entails making a blank to your future. Sure. Commitment. That wasn't a guess. You did that answer. All right. What does burn the bridge represent in this lesson? Negativity in the past, excuses to reach goals, challenges to reach full potential, obstacles or roadblocks, or all of the above? All of the above, exactly. You have to be self-blank in order to become the person you want to become. Did I hear? Self-aware? No. Close. Discipline. Very good. All right. So for those of you who hadn't gotten through the program previously, you just went through the 7 lessons at a very high level. We want to make sure you get those books, and we'll talk about next steps for you as well as the other graduates at the end of today. So what I'd ask is there anybody out there that would want to talk about one of those lessons and how you applied it, either effectively or maybe something you struggled with?
You got the mic? Okay.
So, like, the one about the 6 goals, I actually know that I have a, like, organized program right now for the kids that have to accomplish each day. That, like, helps you stay on track with
All right. So you're 168, making sure that you have an effective days. I do that too. I do that on my phone. I just, I create check boxes of 6 items each day, and it's amazing if you write it down, at least for me, somehow it gets done. And if I don't write it down, it doesn't get done, because something else will consume that time. Great. So how do you use your 168? Other lessons that hit home? Yes.
I sort of do the same thing. I don't always do it, but whenever I have like a really hectic time or like really hectic month, then I'll write everything down so I don't forget what I have to do.
Yeah, and so that's that habit or that routine, because I'll be honest, do I do it every day? I try to, but I don't. But the days that I do it are more effective because I do it. What else? Anybody else? All right, cool. Well, let's go ahead and move on then, Jared.
So next is the Jeopardy game. So I know that you'd be anxiously awaiting playing the Jeopardy game. So let me give you some things that we need to do, just housekeeping things. First of all, we want you to divide into 5 teams, and we'll try to keep them about as even on each team as we can. Make sure you have some graduates and non-graduates. You're going to have to like move around the room to do this. So pick 2 or 3 people. How many we have here today? We got like 30. So you're going to have like 6 or 7 on the team. Can you do that? You don't like the other people, or what's going on? Because you're going to have to each team will have to answer 6 questions, or try to. Mr. Breuer's coming up here to help you divide. Okay. Could you help us out with that? Yeah.
I'll start making them count off.
Yeah. You got 5 over there. Are all you graduates, or are you new? All new? You're all new to the program? Okay, I thought I was recognized. So why don't that be 18? You guys, in fact, you are team number 1 over there. Are you guys, you ladies going to be on a team? You need to get on a team.
It'll be fun.
So if you need, how many we got? We got 1. I think they need 1 more. So you can, if you have a workbook or notes, you can use that during this time, but you're not going to have very long to answer the question. So you should have 6 or 7 on your team, probably. How many teams do we now have? 1, 2, that team back there is pretty big. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we're good. So we need another person on this front team right here. We have somebody, oh, that's good, great. Outstanding. So now that you're divided into groups, we'd like you to choose a team captain, because when we ask the question or give you the answer as far as that's concerned in Jeopardy, the team captain is going to be the one that talks within your group and has to provide the response. So pick a team captain. You need to flip a coin or do whatever you have to do to pick somebody. So we all have a captain? We good? Okay. So this is not going to be exactly like the Jeopardy game, because we're going to go around and say, team number 1, what category do you want to choose and at what dollar value? So it's not going to be a free-for-all. It's going to be, each team's going to get the equal number of chances to respond. I want to introduce you, first of all, to our game show host, Mr. Davenport. So, Mr. Davenport, he's going to moderate. He's the host, of the game. He's also the scorekeeper. We have to do multiple things here at TOPUCU. We don't have a lot of people. So he's going to keep a running score, whether you got it right or whether you got it wrong. And then at the end, we'll add it up and see who the winner was. And you get your choice of a pink, navy, or gray hoodie. So there you go.
You have a Michael Jeopardy question, so I'll ask you for a wager.
A chance to catch up a bit. So give me a minute to figure out how to navigate through this thing. Oh, I did the wrong thing, didn't I? Oh, I need to get out of the screen. I'm not fucking with yourself there. Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5, and you'll get exactly the same amount of chances to call a category and a dollar amount. So here we go. Hold on, I think we're ready to go. Why isn't it showing up for you? Okay, so, like I said, this was our first time doing this, so bear with us. So the categories today, they may be familiar to you as we go through these. So you've got, okay, I think we do. It's not scrolling through there. Let's see. Okay, so here are today's categories. Why do I keep doing that? See if these are familiar. That was a really fast one. Pain is a must. Oh, really? Gotta get a longer time. Sorry. Okay. You guys probably know all the answers now. We'll give you an extra 10 minutes there trying to figure out technology. I think we got it. Okay, today's categories, one more time, are as follows. And it's not going to let me advance through.
Just use the arrow.
Why do I keep doing that? For the odds. Pain is a must. That's showing up. 7. Finish it before you start. What are you doing with your 168? And there's the board.
All right, took us a little while to get around the barn over there. Team 1. So I need you to pick a category and a dollar amount. You've got about then, who's the team captain here? Right, so you've got about 5 seconds then to collaborate, come up with an answer, and then I'll ask you for the answer. So category and a dollar amount. E to the 7th power for 300. You can stop a thought from entering your brain. True or false? Well, that's bigger things, not ours. Okay, what'd you say? False, correct, all right. We won't make this stated in the form of a question. All right, so you got 300. Team 2. Oh, that's not on your laptop. Internet shouldn't matter. Commercial break. Did you click past that? Go ahead and go to the categories, what we need to explain, and we can stop it. And you needed a 7th power for 300, so it goes away. All right, team 2. Category and dollar amount. Why do I keep doing that for 400? All right.
There you go.
Why do I keep doing that for 400, please? Motivation is what gets you started. Blank is what keeps you going. Author John Rowe. Oh darn, I should have picked that high dollar up. All right, do I have an answer? Determination. What is determination? What is a habit? I'm sorry. So, minus 400. Ooh. All right, team 3. Are we here? Okay. All right, 168 for 500. This man lived an effective life and started his first franchise at age 68. You get it close, yeah. All right, Deb. Norm Mulder. Who is Norm Mulder? You're close, however, I believe it is Colonel Sanders.
KFC guy, yeah.
All right, this is going well. Team 4. E to the 7th power for 400. You are who you think you are, and you'll become who you think you'll become. Very good. I think that's right. All right, that was 400, right? All right, team 5. All right, you did 7th power for 500. These are the 7 E's in the lesson, E to the 7th power. If you really want to let them with your book, that'd be great. Yeah, very good. You got them. We may make this game closed book in the future, but yeah, good job. All right, back to team 1. Pain is a must for 300. Champions learn to create, quote, future pain in their brain in order to deal with this. Present pain. What is present pain? Very good. All right. All right, team 2. E to the 7th power, 200. This E happens when you are completely covered or wrapped in the excuse. What is enveloped? Very good. All right. All right. How much was that? Was that 200? All right. Team 3. Why do I keep doing that for 500? A routine behavior that subconsciously leads to the formation of other behaviors. Habit? The answer, I believe it's building block habit. Oh, so close. Zero. A consolation prize. Team 4.
What are the odds for 400?
What are the odds for 400? The image you should memorize for what are the odds lesson. What is the image? What's your answer? Puzzle box. I believe it's scales of justice, or scales of success. All right. How much was that?
400.
That was 400. Okay. Well,
So if it comes out negative, you have to get Rick and I a hoodie. That's a big answer.
all right. Team 5. What are the odds for 500? Motivation has 3 components. What are the 3 components of motivation? Very good. Hard work, payoff, and odds of success. Wow. All right, back to team 1. Finish before you start for 300. Champion runners visualize this before they start the race. Champion runners visualize this before starting the race. Crossing the finish line. Very good. Those 300s are treating you well. All right, team 2. $168. What are you doing for 168 for 300? The number of things Andrew Carnegie was told to have on his to-do list each day. What is 6? Answer is? What is 6? Very good. All right. Team 3. I'm sorry. You gotta watch me. All right. For 400? You're a glutton for pain, aren't you? All right. TOPUCU is not about information, it's about this. Transformation. Very good.
What's really going to happen?
All right, team 4.
Pain is a must for 5.
Pain is a must for 500. This type of pain keeps most of us from reaching for what we want in life. This is a hard question. Very good. Very good. All right, so that was 500, right? All right, team 5. Finish before you start for 500. The practice of seeking to affect the outer world by changing one's inner thoughts and expectations. Wow, that's deep. What is visualization? Very good. All right, back to team 1. What are the odds for 300? Luck happens when this meets opportunity. Preparation. What is preparation? Another 300. Like that. All right, team 2. Why do I keep doing that for 300? The average number of days it takes to change a habit. What What is, and I love the question. What is 66? Correct. All right. Team 3. What are you doing with your 168 for 400? All right. Recommended time you spend daily on yourself and on your goals. What is 2 hours? Correct. All right, team 4. Finish before you start for 400. This man produced a light bulb that would burn for 1,500 hours. Who is Edison? Very good. All right, team 5. All right, why do I keep doing that for 200? The 3 components of a habit. Trigger, routine, and reward. Correct. All right, back to team 1. Remember, we have a final Jeopardy where you can make up some ground too. Finish before you start for 200. The symbol used to remind us to visualize. What is a puzzle box? Correct. Team 2. What are the odds for 200? The type of motivation that is the key to becoming a finisher. What is internal? Very good. Okay, team 3. Pain is a must for 200. We must all suffer one of the two things: the pain of discipline or the pain of blank or blank. Regret or disappointment. Very good. All right. And that was 200. All right. Team 4. $168 for 200. This is the type of life you need to live in order to, if you want, true transformation. No guess? All right, remember we talked about effective versus efficient. What is effective? So, minus 200. All right, team 5. Pain is a must for 200. I think we already did that one. How about you pick another one? Oh, there should be one after left. Why do I keep doing that for 100? A habit is a repetitive behavior we perform without a blank blank. Starting with a C and a T. All right, what is conscious thought? Was the answer. So that was 100. All right, last round. E to the 7th power for 100. Losers have blank, winners have reasons. What is excuses? All right. 100, so that means you finished Jeopardy with 1,500. Team 2. What are the odds for 100? You have to do the things you don't want to do. To do the things you want to do. I think it's in order to become who you want to become. All right. Good effort, though. 500. Team 3. 168 for 100. This may be the most valuable asset you have in your toolbox for success. Oh, that's a deep question. Time. All right. Oh no. Well, we're gonna give you some money so you can still play Final Jeopardy. Team 4.
I think that number 200 didn't go away.
Yeah.
Finish before you start for 100.
Finish before you start for 100. Finish before you start refers to this act. What is visualization? All right. Team 5. Last one on board. Is it paint as us? Which of those two? That's fine. We should only have one left. Paint is a must for 100. All right. I like it. What's the acronym PAT stand for? No, we have not.
Paint Association Transfer.
All right, very good. Okay, so let me give you a status right now. We got Team 1 at 1,500, Team 2 at 500, Team 3 at 200, because I'm feeling good. Team 4 at 800, and Team 5 at 1,700. Wow. So what I need you to do is talk real quickly. I need to get a wager from each of your teams. And you need to write it down, because you can't change it. This is on the honor system. Write down what your wager is. Up to how much they have.
So it's Mr. Vince, he's that would be impressed.
Okay, once you've got that written down, we'll go to the final Jeopardy question. The phrase used to describe total commitment to change. Yes. So write your answer down to that. We actually have that.
You got the ladies back there.
You can play that. Play that with your computer, Ken. All right, everybody good? Captains, raise your hand when you got your answer in. Good, good.
Everybody have something?
All right, gotta write it down. Pens down. Okay. I'm gonna start with Team 3, first of all. How much did you wager? All of it, all 200. And what is your answer? Burn the bridge. All right, so this team ended up with 400. All right, well done. All right, Team 2, what was your wager?
Make sure you had it written down.
500, and what was your answer? You didn't have one, all right. Thank you for your honesty, and thank you for playing. All right, Team 4. All right, so you doubled to 1,600.
Okay. Team 5.
No, Team 1. Team 1. Okay, they wagered 1,500 and said discipline.
All right. No, team five. What did you wager?
Right down.
You wagered 1501 and said
All right. So 1501, so you're at 3201. There are winners. Team five. Congratulations.
All right, so you can go back into your seats and the winning team, if you take, if you come off. If you write down your name and your, total, right here, this is my assistant, right here. So she's going to need your name, your the color of your hoodie, and the size, and we'll get those to you. Didn't go back to work. Okay, if we open I'll let them get their names in. Maybe I can list it right down here. So, the next segment we're going to review is the personal mission statement. As I said earlier, the first step you took is you wrote down, you created an outline. In the outline, you wrote down some things like, that's my favorite saying right there. I'm going to come back to that. But let me start out by saying, what would you think of a coach who went into a game without a game plan, a business leader who launched a new company without a business plan, a general who launched a war without a strategic plan? Well, you don't think they would do very well. I don't think you'd expect them to fail. But then, so what we're suggesting to you, and most of the people give no thought to planning for the most important venture of all, which is their life. So. You guys are the exception of that. You went through the TOPUCU program, those who graduated, and you created a mission statement and goals. So you are in the minority, which is really a good place to be because you have a plan. If you want to arrive somewhere, you need to have a plan to get you there. And that's why we created the personal mission statement. So I got ahead of myself before, but the personal mission statement we crafted by virtue of creating information about people of influence, family values. You can look at the rest of the list there, and you created an outline from which you summarize it into a personal mission statement. So we're going to give you a chance when we do renew. It's a take-home thing that you can review that and see what's changed or what you'd like to change. So Mr. Rick, you're up again, buddy. You can do it with or without your bow tie.
Without the jacket.
Jacket, okay.
I was actually talking to a friend yesterday, and he's into habits and routines, and he said that I think it's like 3% of the population actually has goals that are written down. So it is a very small portion of the population. So Jerry mentioned earlier that when we did the SMART goal component in the training, probably didn't do it justice, and so we really want to come back. And that's probably one of the major components of the refresher, and that is look at your mission statement. Who do you want to become? But then look at those individual 6 areas in your SMART goals. And so we want to just walk you through that, reinforce it, and then as you do the refresher exercise or the renew as you walk away, you'll have a chance to apply some of the things we talked about today. So writing SMART goals, first of all. Well, we got to change our font because that blue is really hard to see. But so again, it is an acronym. Jerry walked through it before. So the S stands for specific. where it's very clear and exactly what you intend to accomplish. General goals really they're not very effective. So the M stands for measurable, meaning in order to identify whether you got closer to or further from a goal, you have to be able to measure it. So M is the measurable component. A is achievable. Consider if you have the knowledge, skills, resources to accomplish. So often we set goals that aren't achievable, we get frustrated and we quit. So it's good to have a stretch goal, but it has to be achievable as you set those SMART goals. R then is results focused. The purpose or benefit of the goal should align with your mission. So back to who you said you wanted to be. Does this goal lead me closer to that end state? And then T is time bound. Indicate the specific time frame to accomplish your goal. So often we leave that out, and so with the SMART goal, it really has to have all of these components, because even if it's specific or measurable, but it's not time bound, then when do you take that check to say, did I achieve my goal or not? So again, specific, measurable, achievable, results focused, and time bound. And then we talked about 4 types of goals. We talked about the short term, mid-term, long-term, and then remember what the BHAG is? Big, hairy, audacious goal. Dream big, right? And so each of these has a different time frame, as well as a different level of complexity. And so you can see up here, 30 days, 6 months, up to a year, and then as long as it takes, and that's that dream of the BHAG. So we're going to give you an example of a SMART goal. This happens to be from the family section. And so the SMART goal is, I will say something positive to every family member before March 15th. Well, that's very achievable, right? So let's walk through and see if it meets the criteria. The wording is very specific. I'm going to say something nice to every family member. Okay. You can easily tell whether or not you actually did it, right? I mean, by March 15th, either you said something nice to every family member or not. You should be able to achieve this goal. It should be simple, meaning it is achievable. The result is to improve your family relationships, and the time bound is you've got a date of March 15th on that. So again, the goal is I will say something positive to every family member before March 15th. Do I have a couple minutes to just ask for feedback and what, as far as, yeah, so as you guys went through this, the SMART goals, did you struggle with that? Do you feel like you put enough attention to it, or is it something that's the intent of today, is to bring it back in front of you and give you a chance to maybe tweak it a little bit, because it is a skill, and you will get better at it, but it has to be a habit or a routine that you use consistently. Was it effective? Did you struggle with it? Thoughts? Yeah.
I was just saying that I think it is effective because a lot of it is kind of like common sense, and whenever you're planning a goal, because sometimes people have the idea that, oh, it's a goal, so it can be whatever, and in sort of amount of time, but that actually makes you think about, will this actually happen? Is it achievable? And then things like that, because sometimes people also get discouraged if they don't achieve their goal within that certain amount of time they feel patient. So.
Great, thanks. And as you get into the workforce, if you figured this out, you will be light years ahead of everybody else, probably including your boss. And so, have you ever worked for somebody where you thought you were doing a really good job, and you might even set some goals, but they weren't SMART goals, and so you thought you just rocked it, and you come in and they go, wow, you just came up short. This is sort of a safeguard to that. If it's specific, if it's measurable, if it's achievable, if it's results-oriented, if it's time-bound, it takes a lot of the guesswork out of it. And you can say, either I did it or I didn't. And so the smarter your goals are, the better you position yourself for success. So, absolutely.
So I came from a big food company called Kraft, That company was $65 billion in sales when I left. Every employee had to write, as part of their annual plan, they had to write 5 SMART goals for their business. So it wasn't going home and asking, how your family's doing, but it was, in a business sense, achieving your business goals, and those goals had to be written in the SMART concept. Now, achieving those goals or not achieving those goals, what did it mean? It affected my salary, because your annual evaluation affected your raise. It affected bonuses. So if I achieved those SMART goals and somebody else didn't, I received more bonus money than them. And it was a direct result of promotions. If you were on a promotable list, depended on whether you achieved your goals or not. So we're giving it to you as go home and make sure you say hello to your family members, which is very important because this piece needs to also be translatable to your personal life. But in a business sense, you could be in a job going forward where your entire financial position, and whether you get promoted or not, or whether you stay with the company or get fired, depends on SMART goals. So understand this concept. It is, I'm telling you, I said it to you before, companies spend thousands and thousands of dollars training people and their managers how to do these programs. This is one of them, trust me.
Well, thanks, Tom. Yeah, and so again, about the transformation component, the information is those starter lessons. We give you some foundational learnings, but it's the application of those in the mission statement and the SMART goals that really lead to the results of transformation. So with that, you.
So I just thought of this. If it would be, I'd like to get a sheet that would define SMART, some from these panels to get them out there. Obviously not today, but to your point, Mr. V, they could see, okay, what's the composition of the SMART goal as they go through all the different ones they have to write. I think most of you are going to have like 24 goals or something like that. So they need to be smart, or you really won't be able to measure them, tell what you achieve. So, okay, so did everyone get a planner journal? It's this little book right here. So it's a tool. I don't believe we spent any time at all covering the planner journal last time, so we're going to do it this time. I want everyone to get this. Everyone in the room that wants one. Okay, so I'm going to go through why you use your planner journal. Now, this same information is on the front page, so I'm going to blow through this and you can read it for yourself. But this is a great tool to help you stay on track. It helps you plan your day, and you get your 6 things at least written down there on each day. Make sure you do the most important things. And then you will be, I'll show you in a minute, you're going to track some of your goals and if you're making progress towards reaching your goals. So here we go. So I'm not going to even read through all these. Like I said, it's on the first page when you open up the journal. I want to get to the other part of this. So there's a lot of good reasons. Stay motivated, use your time more effectively, track your progress towards your goal, all those things. Using this tool, we can do this. Okay, so this is how you use it. So what I'd like you to do is open up your journal. Everyone open up your journal till you get to where it says day 1. And the next version of these actually have page numbers on them, so these don't. I'm sorry about that. So open it up. So on the left and the right side, you're going to have a day 1, and under that is activities and tasks. And then at day 1 on the right side, you start today's goals. So on the activities and task side, this is where you write down the 6 things that you want to achieve. It's also your planner. If you're going to go, I need to get up and go to school at 6:30. Whatever everything is, this is your schedule for the day as well as the things you want to achieve. That's all on the left side. On the right side are things that are going to help you reinforce what you put together in your So you're going to choose from your SMART goals. As I mentioned earlier, most of you, if you went through the whole program, you probably had 14 or 24 goals. You can't do 24 goals every day. So what this is suggesting is you pick a couple of your goals out of the plan and write them down at the top of the page. Your intention then would be, I'm going to work on these 2 goals today. I'm going to write some actions that I can go through to help me get closer to or achieve the goals that I write down. I have 90 motivational quotes in the back of the book. So what I'm suggesting there is that you would go through and choose a motivational quote that is going to help you, want to work towards the goals you've written down. So you could pick. If you want to read all 90 every day, that would be a good thing too. So we're going to let you pick the ones you want. The next section on the right side is talk about today's actions. So what we'd like you to load in there are the specific actions that you're going to take to achieve the goals that you wrote up at the top. At the end of the day, I want you to reflect back on your day and what success did you have. And in the last part of that right side is key takeaways. What did you learn today that's going to help tomorrow be even better? So let's go through. I made a little sample here, which we'll go through. So stay on that page, and I'm going to fill in one. So here we go. So that should look the same as the pages you have open. So again, no laughing. I just put this together. It's just an example. This is really any day of my life. Here we go. So I'm going to go a 30-minute walk. I'm going to pick up John from school. 9 to 12, I got a presentation. 12, I have lunch with Mary. I have play practice at 4. Homework. I got to take John home at 5:30, and then, of course, I have more homework after that. And then I have dinner with my grandparents. So that would be my day, things that I was going to do, and what time slots I was going to do them. And make sure that in that list, you've got your 6 most important things. So going to the right side, I got some more. Okay, I know that I did that wrong. So let's go. I rolled up there. Okay. So this is a pretty popular goal. We used to say, I'm going to say something positive about every family member before March 15th. The motivational quote that I got was from Michael J. Fox. He said, family is not an important thing, it's everything. The actions I'm going to take that is going to help me get closer to that goal. I'm going to call my sister, and I'm going to congratulate brother on an award he just won. At the end of the day, then, I'm going to look back on my day, and I'm going to say, my sister told me my call really picked her up. And my brother being when I congratulated him. So what do I take away from that day, having done that? I wrote down my goal. I worked some things towards my goal. My takeaway for the day is going to be saying positive things to my family really makes me feel better about myself. So that is one day of the journal. And what we're suggesting you use this tool every day is going to help certainly make your day better, help you be more effective in your day, and also help you work towards your goals. So the next tool that we're going to talk to you about, and what we decided to pass that out now, Rick, this will be for the TOPUCU graduates only. We have something else if you're not a graduate to take.
So altogether, if you're a graduate, do this one.
So this tool that Rick's passing out, this is something we just created actually since your graduation, and we determined that if we're going to ask people to renew their mission statement and goals, we have to have them give them a tool that allows them to record those things. So that's what the renewed TOPUCU renewed booklet is. So I'm going to walk you through how to use that, just to give you an example. We're going to ask you to take them with you and fill them out. And we're going to come back, and I think Mr. B said that in a couple of months. But this is really, it's not about accountability to us, it's about accountability to yourself. And that's what the most important thing is. So you get to grade yourself as a self-assessment. Did I do this thing or not? If I didn't, do I still want to do it? Or do I want to tweak it somehow? So that's really what the renewed book was all about. How are we doing on time? How are we doing? We good? Okay. All right, so the purpose of the book, I said some of this already, it's going to allow you to assess your most recent personal mission statement. And here's some of the things that change in all of our lives. We may have had positive experiences since we wrote that mission statement the first time. Obviously, we could have had negative ones as well. We may have achieved some of our goals or made great progress, and we want to raise the bar. We want to create a new goal. There could be new challenges that we've encountered or barriers. We try to do something and we just hit a wall, so we need to consider that. We also have a changed worldview, and I said that earlier in the day. I think when I was your age, I changed like every other week. So after you've considered all that, take that stuff into consideration, we want you to renew your personal mission statement. We've got a place in the book for you to do that. So again, I hope it's probably pretty self-explanatory, but I took one and filled it out. I like working with these things, so I just bring it. So if you want to copy the current one at the top, this is inside your book that we just handed out. I said I was unsatisfied with the progress I made. One of the things I'm going to do going forward is read my mission statement every day to reinforce that, become a habit to do that. And then down below you write, considering all those factors, rewrite your mission statement. So then the next section, the rest of the book is all about going through short-term, mid-term, long-term, BHAG in all those 6 different areas of your life. And again, the reason you do that is that you've, and the way the grades you're going to give yourself, I either achieved it, I'm making progress on that goal, or I'm stuck. I'm not making any progress. So we want you to renew your goals. We want you to, in all those different areas, all the different levels that Mr. Rick told you about, we want you to, and write them as SMART goals this time if you didn't before. You got a chance to do that again. So I used the same goals, and I didn't do it. I even wrote it down 5 times, and I still didn't do it. But so I made no progress. So I changed it. I said I really do want to say something like my family member, but since I didn't, I need to change the date on it. And then I added one. Beginning this month, I'm going to have dinner with my grandparents every month. So that's just an example of what you would do as you went through the renewed book. All right, so you've probably seen this happen in most every class you have here at early college. But there is homework, so I'm talking now to the graduates only. We passed out that renewed book, but what we'd like you to do is go through it and fill it out between now and the next time Mr. Ventrell lets us come back in a couple of months or so. Or he may not ask us back, I don't know. So I'll ask Leslie if Tom will let us come. Leslie's a lot nicer than he is, so can I tell you. So we want you to review your stuff. We want you to be honest and assess yourself, and come back with your booklet all filled out. You're going to have a brand new mission statement and all new goals. So graduates, you should be leaving here. You should have at this time a workbook, which you may not have brought with you today. You should have your mission statement, the one that you originally had written, the SMART goals, which they may or may not have been written SMART the first time. Shame on us, we didn't probably teach you very well last time. And you're going to be walking out here with a renewed booklet as well as a new planner journal. All right, so now not to leave the non-graduates out. So here's what's your homework assignment. Rick, did you get them all a workbook? So every graduate, I think we already, non-graduate should have a workbook. Mr. Rick has a wristband for you, and we only have 2 sizes, so 7-inch and 8-inch. If you don't have a TOPUCU wristband, raise your hand. So what we want the non-graduates to do is to take your workbook home, read your 7 lessons, and it'll be a self-paced, finish the TOPUCU program on your own. That's what we want you to do. And I'm sorry. They might. That's okay. They get a bonus. So, non-graduates, what you will do then is you'll go through you'll take the TOPUCU program on your own, what you're going to do. Obviously, you've got some, hopefully some good input together with the rest of the gang here today. And what you should be leaving with is a workbook, a new planner journal, and a wristband. So, Rick, do you have any final remarks you'd like to make? Again, I hope that the things that we covered today obviously refresh TOPUCU in your own mind if it had gone away. We hope you're motivated to do this. This could really make a difference in your life. And Rick, you want to have anything else to say? Thanks for bearing with us. And we had technical difficulty with the Jeopardy. Did you like the Jeopardy game or not? Was it good? Good stuff? Okay.
Yeah, thanks for the engagement. I mean, it's fun to do this. It's meaningful. It's effective. But only if you're engaged. So thank you for your engagement. I think also as we come back, we're going to be looking for feedback because Jerry said you guys are sort of guinea pigs on this, including on as was obvious with our Jeopardy game. But I think it's good. I think it's fun. I think it reinforces key learning. So as you go through the renewed and some of this other stuff, please bring feedback to us as we come back, and we got thick skin. So if some of this stuff doesn't work for you, please let us know, and we'll tweak it moving forward. So thank you for your time, and Tom, I will turn it over to you.
Great job, guys. Look like fun. They're invited back, they just got to bring real money, right? There's got to be real dollars. They're not listening. Trust me, what they've invested in this program and what they've donated to both camp and the Early College High School, it was probably as much as was on that board in real dollars. So can't thank them enough. And I think it's time to also thank you guys again for being dedicated. And I am a little bit of a hard, as at times, but I sometimes have to step back and thank you guys and appreciate you spending your time with us and your commitment you make to camp. I realize this is not easy. I do think back and say, would I have made the commitment and had the time to do it? The answer is probably no. I had to go out and get a job when I was 14 to make sure that we had enough food on the table. All the siblings, I was one of 5. It was really a tradition. We took the train, 2 trains and 2 buses, and went into Manhattan, got our working papers. You had to go into Manhattan and get your working papers. You do it the day you turn 14. So that day, my father took us in there. And then from that point on, we looked for a job, found a job. So I probably would have been like many of you guys who do work now, and the commitment you make to school, I mean, my commitment was nothing like what you guys make. When Norm was up here and he did that time stamp thing, how much extra time do you have? You guys are like, you're so dedicated to what you do at Early College High School. And then to throw camp on top of it. I can only tell you, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you're going to look back, and along with the Early College High School, this will be one of the best decisions. This smart concept will pop into your conversations and your evaluations and your jobs and your personal life like you won't believe. The 7Es, all of these other programs. Believe me, you don't know it yet, and you don't know how big it's going to be, but you got to trust us. A bunch of white hairs up here. Q-tips, a bunch of Q-tips, a couple Q-tips. They call them that down in Florida. When you drive behind, the only thing you can see is the little white head above the armrest, you know, the headrest. Q-tips. Probably get reported for that, right? Not allowed to say that. But I am one. I are one. Okay, I only have two things that you guys gotta remember. Number one, all of your profiles are due when? When is the final profiles due? For everybody, juniors and seniors. Okay, end of January, right? We gotta have them completed. I'm meeting with 3 or 4 students right after this session. Those are my responsibility. Mr. Tranga has a whole bunch, and then there's some young professionals that have them. If you are not getting contact from your young professional or Mr. Tranga or whatever, you gotta raise your hand, because those need to be done by the end of January. Because after that, I'm gonna start getting serious about the second round of interviews and jobs and all of that stuff, all right? So let's get your profiles wrapped up, get them out of the way, okay? A lot of you are done, a lot of you have minor tweaks, and a lot of you need some work, so let's get them done. Second is seniors, scholarships. Okay, went through a whole session, gave you a bunch of tools, gave you some liaisons. I've talked to 3 or 4 of my liaisons, and what I got is I'm working on it. So we're going to be checking with you again on 2-1 and 3-1. And the point is to make sure that if you have any questions or you need any help getting them done, you let us know. But if you're kind of still working on them on 2-1 and 3-1, I'm going to tell you the horse has already left the barn, and your chance of getting some funds just keeps going like this, like this, like this, like this, because they're already giving the money out. And our big 8s are supposed to give you the money as soon as you apply and you send in all of the other information. So please, if you didn't spend the time during the holidays and the breaks doing it, you got to find a way to do it now. And if you need some help, you got to tell your liaison, and we're going to muster a bunch of people to give you a hand. And if you don't understand the app that Mr. Savodio gave out, and you need some help, we'll drag him in here, or we'll drag you over to Mr. Tranga's office, or Mr. Bruno will drag you somewhere, but to get it done, okay? Please don't, it's been happening for years, and this is why we're doing it. We get down to May and June, and I bring the alumni in. And then the seniors who are graduating, we're ready to say goodbye. And the biggest thing they're concerned about is all the money they're spending on college and the debt. And then when I say, well, did you fill out your scholarships? Did you forms? Did you do X, Y, and Z? The answer is, well, I meant to, or I was working on it, or whatever. We're trying to get you prepared and get you out in front of all of this. So, all right, seniors, 2-1, you're going to get another text, phone call, email, voicemail. We're going to send carrier pigeons, whatever we got to do, whatever the next form of communication is. We used to have Morse code, right? Bruce says, why are you looking at me? Because you're one of those Q-tips. Look, I'm looking at you. Rick's lucky. He can never be called a Q-tip, but he can. We call him a pink tip. He could be a pink tip. Now you're going to be a Q-tip. All right, any questions? Any comments? Anything? Any Jeopardy money? What did they win? What did the team win?
Hoodies.
What?
TOPUCU hoodies.
Hoodies, cool. Sweet. Did you know you were going to win hoodies? I know, but did you know that was a prize? And you still only got $200? I'm just because you rolled the dice. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right, no questions or anything? Thanks very much. Have a great day. Be careful going home. Okay? A couple of students I talked to, come see me over here, and we'll get started.